Hey, 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 welcome back to the Gemini channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Gemini. Know that energy is fluid. Roles could be reversed. Always interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel and all my channels, I like to go in deep. I'm a shadow reader. So I look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play out as karmic themes within your experiences. So we really do focus on the behaviorisms and habits. So you'll understand why the person that you're dealing with is doing what they're doing. When we're dealing with karmic mates, this is really important because it'll tell you a lot of times what you need to heal, right? Just some, for instance, behaviorisms, you can tell what your triggers would be, and those triggers create behaviorisms, and it's those behaviorisms that actually block you from manifesting. So you can actually shape shift your situation a lot of times because there's many different realities that play out at one time. Your level of consciousness determines what you do. So when you're someone that needs a lot of healing, your level of consciousness is not, you're not vibing at a high vibration, you're vibing at a lower vibration because spiritual blocks are heavy. They create behaviorisms and habits that, like I said, block us from seeing our true worth. All right, so we're going to jump right on in. If you resonate with this video and you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you got to like the video, subscribe to the channel, be open to getting a shadow reading, obviously, and write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always on the first card that I pull out, and it's the underlining energy that tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing. You know, um, I feel like you're in separation from someone right now, and you both were waiting for each other to make the other move. And I feel like out of pride, this person wouldn't do it. And I feel like it's not, yes, it's pride, but it's also like this person, if they wanted you to come back, it would be pretty much like they're asking you to disrespect yourself, to not value yourself because of what they did. So I feel like this person is knowing finally that you're not coming back. So there's this energy, and I don't really know why I'm feeling that, but I feel like this person is saying, my time's running out. My time's running out. Okay. Jealousy. So I feel like what's happened right now is the fact that this person has been away from you. They haven't given you anything. I feel like this person was unnecessarily hard on you. I feel like they went out of their way to be hard on you. But meanwhile, you're like, okay, but we have a connection. So why would you treat me badly? So this is the underlining energy, is that they're jealous, and they're jealous because you're going to meet somebody else, or you're going to move on. You didn't come back. You're probably speaking to somebody else if you're not back already. Why aren't you back already? This person has a different, like, who you are today is not who you were when you knew this person. I feel like this person might have been out of your life anywhere from like a year to maybe like anywhere from 8 months to a year to like 3 years. It's been a considerable amount of time. Like I said, the waiting game. And so there's a sense of this person is finally realizing that you're not coming back. So someone's probably entertaining you. And so what's getting a bug up their ass is not so much the fact of, I didn't apologize, but you've moved on. You've met somebody else. So when you were dealing with this person, you were dealing with somebody that wanted you to actually be like a martyr, right? Someone that this person always has problems. They want you to be the fixer. They want you to be everything except for the lover, for the partner, for the man in the relationship, for the woman in the relationship, for the yin and the yang energy, for like there was no balance. This person wants what they want when they want it, and they expect you again to give too much. And I also think that they saw you from this perception that you that that you didn't want, that you again would overgive, overdo, and possibly you did for people that they didn't think were really worth it. And so I feel like they just perceived you the wrong way. And maybe that was who you were, but that is again, this person was reckless. They didn't really treat the relationship with any value, right? As again, I feel like they were purposely talk to a lot of different people and just not give you time, but they were reckless within their own life. But I do feel like their recklessness of, you know, you don't value this connection, so you don't care. But this person doesn't care about themselves. I feel like they're someone that drinks a lot. They might drink and drive. They they don't they don't think before they do things. They always are reacting almost from the wound. See, that's the thing. When we have a wound of shame where we don't really like ourselves, we wind up recreating experiences that are in alignment with that energy of shame. And that obviously keeps you at a low vibrational frequency because you're doing things shady. And that's not the energy of the universe. The energy of the universe is unconditional love. You have the universe inside of you, and you are made up of unconditional love. And this person, again, is made up of unconditional love. However, they're always out of alignment with the laws of God, the laws of love, the laws of nature, and the laws of the universe, which are all the same thing. But what does that mean? It comes out within their behaviorisms. I feel like they deliberately like wanted you to perceive them as being like a rebel. Like just wanted you to chase them. They were trying to create this persona. And the thing is, when we're not coming from our true self, and the true self is a higher self, we form behaviorisms that like are in what we perceive to be almost like the person's acting, right? The person's trying to be in a chameleon. But the thing is, they don't really know what someone that's confident looks like because they're not confident. And so this person, like, again, wanted to perceive that they were confident and that they were very well desired after, and that, that they didn't really have to give you the time. And that's the thing. And I don't feel like I have to, which means they put you in a category along with a lot of other people, which is, I perceive I'm better than you. And that's really what the energy is. This person was reckless, not paying attention to how they were treating you. And then again, also had the wrong perception, and they're seeing a whole different you. So this is someone that I feel like has tabs on you, tries to keep track. So even though you've been in separation from this long, this person has also been waiting. And that's the thing where I feel like they had no reason to wait. They should have came and apologized. They should have tried to make an effort. And I feel like, again, this person didn't think that they needed to. It's almost like they feel like you're flawed, okay? And I say this, perfectionist, that you feel that you're flawed. They don't think that you're flawed. Maybe again, words that you use, giving this person too much time, them knowing that they're not giving you time, but you caring too much about being polite or caring about their feelings, or being, again, that they read into it, because again, they're not coming from their true self. They're coming from the ego. And that ego is really flawed, and it's flawed because of shame. So this person again tries to act like they're perfect and hopes again that you would be triggered to act perfect for them, right? When a person really likes someone, they overgive, they overdo. It's a very narcissistic trait. But the problem is that this person really isn't there. I know that this is going to sound crazy, but deep down inside of this person, they're not really mean. They're not. There's that this is really taught behavior. What I'm feeling is that you trigger them. You trigger them where they want control. They want to dominate. They want to because they don't feel safe. But safety doesn't come in creating an environment that's safe or being in a relationship that you perceive is safe. If you don't feel safe with yourself, no one's going to feel safe, is my point. So, meaning like you can't even attract someone that makes you feel safe until you're strong within yourself. And the reason why is because the higher self knows, and the higher self is God part of self that knows. And it says, I'm giving too much power to this person. So maybe out of fear of abandonment, you overgive, you overdo, but that person then winds up not giving or not showing up. It's that type of energy, like I said. So again, it's all about trust. And that's really what I felt. I felt like this person has a trust issue because they don't trust themselves. So it's like, and they don't like who they are. And that's what narcissism really is. So you're dealing with someone that's jealous, but they're jealous mainly because they know that they didn't treat you right. And so they don't treat you right because they're a narcissist, and narcissists tend to they have the same habits and behaviorisms that block them, obviously, from manifesting, which obviously, if someone hates themselves, they're not or doesn't like themselves down deep inside, they are always looking for a new supply, always looking for somebody outside of them, something outside of them to feel whole because they're lacking. And so first of all, unconsciously, we don't realize that we're become very tired and lethargic, and like it's a root chakra imbalance. You don't feel connected to your body. You're all up in your head. You're not in this reality. You're more in your imagination because it's a form of escapism. So if I'm drinking, or if I'm going out shopping and buying things, or hooking up with someone, doing something outside of myself that takes me away from myself, which means I'm not growing myself. I'm not loving myself. If I'm not loving myself, and I'm looking for love outside of me, I will always have fear of abandonment, and then I will always control. So this is how the narcissist comes about. And so this is what I feel like the best punishment that you gave for this person is the fact that you stayed away and you didn't give in to this person. And I feel like you know that. And I feel like you know that because you're spiritually connected to this person. But understand, just because a person has a lot of triggers doesn't mean that they don't have feelings. And it doesn't mean that their reality of what they perceive isn't love. However, that doesn't mean that it should be yours. So if this person's coming into your life, you need to ask yourself why. Why did the universe decide to bring someone that has all these spiritual blocks into your life? What is the universe trying to teach you? Because you're a mirror of who and what comes into your life, and the universe always conspires to bring you what you need, not what you want. So we have to ask ourselves a few questions. And we always want to know, well, what does this person really feel down deep inside? Like, do they understand? Are they learning? Or what are they going to do? So we'll ask a few different questions. Like, first, what are they going to do if they're going to do anything? And listen, they might not do anything because again, someone that's not healed is not emotionally intelligent. They wouldn't know what to do. Like they made a bigger mess. Like this is, it's like, and it's like it's problems. Like it's like they want to work it out, but they also know that what they did is again, it's a hassle now where you were in their life. They didn't need to do all of that. They actually ruined the connection because they weren't their real self, because they created personas, because they didn't like who they are. So they see the big mess, it's complicated, and it's only complicated because this person would have to surrender their ego. They'd have to, again, come back and apologize, which is what they didn't want to do. And they, like know that you're going to think that everything's like a made up story. And it's like they can't come up with a made up story. It's again, the made up story is what they were trying to figure out. And things got out of control. Again, time became like they kept procrastinating to come back because this person's never been put in a position they ever had to come back. Again, they have narcissistic tendencies. Narcissistic tendencies happen when a person is vibrating at a low vibrational frequency, when they don't like themselves. This is like almost like a baby narcissism. How a baby narcissist grows up to be a bigger narcissist, understand it's because people that are on a low vibration, they're in pain. It's because they've been taught that there's something wrong with them. They were taught, they lived in an environment that made them not feel safe, that made them form behaviorisms, that blocked themselves from manifesting. So they don't not loving themselves the way that they do, so that they don't invest the right ways in themselves. So they always feel depleted because they look for someone that they perceive to be perfect because they feel flawed. That's the shame. And people aren't born feeling shame. That's again, happens when you're born into a family that has ancestral karma, where they've lived experiences that have kept them in a low vibrational frequency. So they get stuck in their addictions. They get stuck in getting in their own way. And so that's where the shame comes from. So they see like this is always life becomes more of a hassle. They always make a bigger mess. Like it didn't need to be a big mess. It didn't need to like get out of control. And it's like, and I think that they're like, you probably moved on. It's like, they know that they were inflexible. They were inflexible and they think that you've moved on. Okay. So this is really, but they still can't like, the problem is that they feel like you're their soulmate. So that's the problem. And that is again a prime spiritual situation here. That's what's going on here. You know that the divine has a hand in this. If it's a real soulmate twin flame, then the divine has their hand in it. If it's not, then it would be fake, like obviously like a karmic mate. But this person is actually, because you've stayed away, it was the best thing because this person had to reflect on what they did. And it was stupid. It's like, not because that really wasn't who they are. It's that, but again, I think that this person doesn't like who they are. I feel like they always wind up around people that tell them that there's something wrong with them eventually. And that's because of their trauma. This one fell out. Yeah, to think your life is gonna your life is gonna change. I feel like you're gonna get some recognition. You're going to start getting attention, I feel like. And there's also almost like this person now sees it as a conquest. Okay, they see it as a conquest, and they also know that you're getting a lot of attention, and that could be like just you're out and about now, and people are noticing you because maybe you didn't go out that often, or maybe there's a sense of something happening within your career, something that you're getting a lot of attention for. So again, this person's like, I'm going to be left behind. I'm going to be left behind. So now they see you as like a conquest, like something that they want to like achieve. Because listen, this person still is vibing at a low vibrational frequency. So in a way, they think that you won. Also, like this situation made this person feel even worse about themselves because they actually do have feelings. I almost feel like they have a lot of different feelings and emotions that go on inside of them. And it's just their way of trying to figure things out, which again tells me that this is a divine connection. Now, that doesn't mean that you should be with a person that treats you like shit, because you know that you can't. And it doesn't even mean that if a person comes back and they change, you should automatically let them come back. It might mean that you let this person back with very strong boundaries where they really have to work to get into your life because they they're so used to not putting in any effort that people are creatures of habit. So it's to understand like why you're in a relationship with this person and how the dynamic of the relationship creates the imbalances, can either bring out the flaws or the gifts. Again, transmutation is that with the soulmate twin flame. The fire energy is that, because it's not just sex and passion, but it's also the creation. And in it being able to create, you have to be able to compromise. So it's integrating the spiritual lessons that you were not taught from your family, not taught in childhood, because you were born into ancestral karma. That's why I said it's like the birth of like baby narcissists, because no one's born a narcissist. We're born in families that create survival mechanisms, and part of that is the changing of the brain, and with that also changes the hormones, and there's actually physical body manifestations such as anxiety, depression, and then sometimes even asthma, like at a young age. I'm saying there's many different physical ailments too when we have ancestral karma that we inherit. It's autoimmune system problems. So a lot of people say, why does a baby, it's not fair? Well, it's because of karma, ancestral karma. It's that you inherit it, because we inherit our family karma. And that's what it seems like with these two individuals. They both inherited family karma. So there's a lot of love, but there's also a lot of behaviorisms that that could create a lot of problems. But we always see a runner and a chaser in the beginning, and this person again has a big ego, where I don't feel like you have a big ego. I feel like, again, this person perceives you as being a martyr, like a healer, like maybe an empath, somebody that was very like highly sensitive, that, and you don't care about yourself, you're going to give to me, because look at who I am, and that's not really, like they were looking at you through the wound of who they are, and now they're not. Again, I feel like, yeah, here it is again. You're going to get recognition. You're going to get recognition. So I feel like you're going to have like like a celebration. You're gonna have people like again recognize you. So I feel like this person is gonna come out for that. They're gonna be around for that. They're gonna, whether that's I'm gonna bump into you, whether I'm gonna find out where you are, when where, and I'm gonna show up there, or you're gonna be doing something and I'm gonna be there. Like I said, almost like they're trying to strategize how to come back. So again, this person's still, again, primal reptilian mind, not coming from their heart. I feel like the love part is unconditional love, is the part of them that they can't control. And that's the issue of what this person is like. I don't really want to let go of that. I just wanted to have that my way. And I thought I could get it my way without really having to give anything, because I never have to think about anybody. People always want to be with me. People think that I'm great. Again, that's the narcissist, grandiose, behavior. But on the flip side, they're really insecure. So it's like, you're like, are you insecure? Or are you or do you have a big ego? Which one is it? And sometimes there is that feel bad, but it's more guilted. It's more manipulated. It's more guilted. People have to deal with this person in a very harsh way in order for them to bend. Otherwise, they just take advantage, where you might be someone that bends too easy. So we see a lot of like opposites attract. So the whole point in that twin flame relationship is learning balance. So one can go with the flow of the universe and learn how to trust. So again, and that's through working together. And is it a hard relationship? It's a really hard relationship. Because the person will always try to, again, control you in a way, because, and in that it suppresses you. So, and that's really what it is, because they want, in order for them to feel safe, you have to feel powerless. And that's what the problem is. It's like, because they don't have enough of their unique individuality, right? Their unique individuality is, where do you put in your time? Where are your passions in life? They can't be your addictions, and they can't be other people. And that's the issue that this person has. They only have their addictions and superficial relationships that don't go anywhere. So they're not strong within themselves, and they don't even realize that they're not strong within themselves. And that's the problem of it. Gonna put you on hold a second. Okay, so they're not happy unless they're controlling, because they have a very low self-esteem. And the thing is, it's like there's a lot of innocence that they perceive with you. So they're not gonna be on guard 100%, but they would still, that's part of their thing. However, this is a twin flame relationship, so it doesn't mean that it's not, you shouldn't pursue it, but I have to warn you about all the spiritual blocks within, a twin flame relationship. It's not going to be all rosy. People tend to glamorize it. They tend to focus more on the passion instead of, hey, listen, you're going to get into a relationship with this person. They're going to be extremely controlling. They have narcissistic tendencies. This is who you are. You're a sensitive person. There's a lot of innocence. There's a lot of opposite. Well, again, that you're inexperienced, maybe again, so you're creating something, you're creating so there's new. However, there is this, where spirit says you can start in a place of friendship. You can start in a place of wanting to let it grow by learning to love life. Because when you're breaking ancestral karma, what you'll notice is that the people didn't enjoy their life. So you'll have no worries. And really, it's the relationship can start. The relationship would need to be able to start by starting in a place of friendship to create the right foundation, because the foundation is all about uh, learning to forgive, learning to self-sacrifice, learning to compromise, learning to be flexible more, learning uh to self-sacrifice sometimes and have courage and all the other higher levels of consciousness that we're not taught, that were inherited. So, which is what the whole twin flame journey is about. It's about transmuting that childhood trauma that is just blocking the two individuals from really being able to create, because they don't know, they're inexperienced with life. And in order to break that ancestral karma, so you might say, well, this person's a narcissist. How can I, like, if I love them, and that's the thing, you'll be like, I love this person, but I also don't like this person. So again, that's the paradox of energy. So you can't hold paradoxical energy and make something work, meaning I want it, but I don't. It's that you have to be all in. So you both would have to make that sacrifice first and foremost. And again, then you'll both be open and willing to give the relationship the right type of foundation. Otherwise, like without that element, because like I said, you learn. Now, what does this person feel down deep inside, like from or on a spiritual level, or might not even tell us, might tell us what this person plans on doing? Because right now, what we see is that they're going to try and bump into you, but are they going to be real confident and be like, yeah, let me tell it? Like, no, it's like there's a sense of they know that you're going to move on, but I feel like they're not going to come straight at you in a way of apologizing for the past and explaining exactly what they want. I feel like this person is insecure. So, but I know that they want a new beginning. So expand your concept of what a twin flame is. It's more than a romance. It's deep soul activation to heal in order to embody love and light. So again, this is confirmation that this is a twin flame relationship, and that is mainly to help heal you both. So again, when we embody the love and light, it's again, the shadows is what we are like talking about, the shadows from being able to really embody who that person is supposed to be, who you're supposed to be. It's like when you have shadows, you have behaviorisms, and when you have these behaviorisms, there that are what really are what sabotages you. So what has created survival at one point, because that's why we formed the behaviorism to begin with, and now will be what takes the person down. So we can't automatically heal on our own. How we heal is what the divine brings to us, brings us people, situations, experiences that we're gonna love, but sometimes we're like, oh, that person really knows how to get underneath my skin. Or that person really like triggers the shit out of me. And it's like, and the reason why is because it's like I care. Like if I didn't care, then it wouldn't matter. So you almost feel crazy. That's why they say like love can make you crazy, and a soulmate twin flame, that makes you your shit crazy, because you're like, okay, like I know what I can feel, how you feel about me, but then this is a shit you're gonna do. You're gonna like, so it's like, and then it makes you look at yourself, and then it brings you into a whole other world. And that's what the soul activation really is. It's like trauma creates disconnect. If we're disconnected, then you can stay present. You're not going to be present. What are you going to be present for? You're more up and you're escaping from the reality that's happening. When that happens, too often, you recondition unconsciously, and you recondition your body, mind, and spirit, but not really the spirit, but the spirit gets weighed down from those behaviorisms, and so you don't really know who you are, because you can't feel who you are. It's, again, detachment is disassociation, which is, I know what happened, but I don't remember parts of what happened, and I don't have a feeling one way or the other about what happened. It was like I was watching it happen to someone else, that the trauma would become severe. So soul activation can only happen like when we're physically rooted in our body. But the universe is like, yo, these two people need a lot of help here. We're gonna send in 911, 911. Like we got a problem. And so the universe is like, we're gonna give you a few tools to help you both. And so it's also not a comfortable process, because it's like, but healing doesn't feel good no matter what healing, because it's like, oh, it doesn't feel right. Oh, now I have to think, and I have to work through all this stuff. And then once you do that, you also have to recondition your nervous system, because remember, the behaviorisms become automatic when they come from survival, and you lived from that. So lying could be just like, I don't know why I lied about that. It's like, oh, I just got triggered. Like maybe if I just was my real self, that you wouldn't like me. So instead I'm gonna, and that's what this person did. It's like, you're not gonna like me, so I'm gonna create the facade. It's like, but that's, that someone taught you that. I know in my heart we'll be together one day, and that helps me trust. Let's keep working on us. So this person, again, the relationship is such a real relationship for this person, that I think it's overstimulating them. I feel like it remember, there's a runner and there's a chaser. There's a person that's, again, both parties usually have major intimacy issues. And that's trust. And that's because the parents had shamed the children when the children needed to become perfect, made pretend that they were perfect, became chameleons of who they wanted to be in order to be liked. But no one ever liked them, because you can't really ever come from that place. You have to come from your true sense of self. And the true sense of self is really an unfoldment process of finding who you are. But if you're too busy in survival mode, you're not being childlike, meaning going out into the world and exploring like children do, and imagining what their life would be in the future. No, the child that grows up with a lot of ancestral karma is growing up worried whether they'll be loved, whether they'll be accepted, whether they'll be isolated, whether they'll be hit, whether they'll be screamed at, whether they'll be shamed, so that child spends too much time giving and doing for other people, that it became an automatic response. So this is where the narcissism actually noticed that within you, because they grew up the same exact way of being a martyr, of that you were taught to be self-sacrificing in order for the parent to be okay emotionally, so that you wouldn't be bullied, because that's what happens when anger and rage are handed down. children get bullied by their parents then, and they get bullied because that's what was done to them. So I feel like this is the end of the chain where spirit says, I see a lot of changed behavior here, that you've both done a lot of work on yourselves, maybe in different areas. Usually that is with the twin flame soulmate, where this person like has healed business aspects and you again are emotionally intelligent. So understand the balance is that we see the feminine and the masculine energy. And that's just one example. There's a lot more that the twin flame actually give to each other. But the first is when they meet, there's a runner and the chaser, and when what the twin flame is teaching is unconditional love. There's unconditional love, even though that person is, you want to rip their face off. Union is an energy, not a physical construct. Even when we aren't together, I feel our union. So again, that's how you know that it is a twin flame. So it's again, this person is, I know that you're my person, and I know that I have to be in a place that is better to even be with you, because you didn't cave to me and I actually perceive your life. Now, it doesn't mean that your life is exactly what they perceive, because they haven't given you, but they perceive that you have everything all together. And this is a little bit of the narcissism too, because there is no such thing as perfect, which is why you would really need to create a foundation of playing together, of again going out and getting to know each other, which is again that like starting in a place of that, of lightness, of friendship, of innocence, of so that it had the proper foundation, because this person has had nothing but bad relationships because of the way that they, use people. And you might not have, that many relationships either, where maybe some were good, but you didn't exactly get 100% what you felt was fair or right. So certain things that you need to be healed. So we'll ask spirit, why did you attract this person into your life? What do you need to learn? Because you're a miracle in what comes into your life. That people don't just come into our life for no reason. That the universe definitely has its hand in this connection, because again, both parties would never be able to heal. Love. Weren't loved. Again, you didn't feel support. But it's again, so that's learn what unconditional love is. It's not ownership or expectation. This person doesn't do anything that you want them to do. They know how to get underneath your skin, but you still have feelings, because it's not a construct. It can't be manipulated. It can't, it's not a physical energy. So it's again, you weren't taught, where you might have been taught like if someone loved you, it's what they bought, what they gave, what they did. It's like, no, spirit says that's not love. So you have a good foundation of love. Let me show you what it is. And it's like, that's love. I can't say, but it's like, I can't control it. I can't have, and spirit says unconditional love just is. That's number one. And for you to learn how to love. And love is kind, love is patient, love is self-sacrificing. It's not just like one part, passion. There's a lot of different elements to it. It's messy. And it's like spirit saying you get the twin flame soulmate to experience all of it. Again, because you're transmuting rage. And rage is a taught behavior. So you both might have bad tempers. You both might, again, have inherited that behaviorism, which a lot of times happens from shame. You can't be walking around with shame inside of us. Now, you might be someone that really verbalizes your shame. Like, again, when you get angry, where this person might not seem like they're angry, but they're raging on the inside. So they're drinking and they're suppressing and they're raging. They don't look raging. Everything looks fine on the outside. So light goes to light. but nevertheless, the energy you're transmuting, you can only have this energy from anger, and anger is held in the root chakra, and that's again from the ancestral karma. So you never felt connected to family, and you never felt safe, and you never felt protected. So you weren't taught the foundation of what love really was, and either was this person. Cleansing. So again, I feel like you always had healing energy. You were always someone that was possibly religious, or called to religion, or called to spirituality, called to that. So you always had that energy. Now, obviously, the relationship is to help cleanse, like that's why you're coming into this energy, but it's also, that's a gift. So we're uncovering not just our wounds, but our gifts. So the rage was ancestral, but I believe that you grew up in an environment that you always learned that you were able to cleanse yourself. So you might have moved out of your home early. You might have, you know, surrounded yourself with friends that were supportive, or got yourself into hobbies or had interests. So you always knew how to heal and cleanse yourself. You might even be like some sort of a healer, like a holistic health practitioner, a yoga instructor. There's many different, but I feel like, again, that releases a gift that you had that you didn't even realize that you had. Empaths always have very cleansing energy. And the last is isolation, feeling different. Again, which many times is what we inherit with ancestral karma. And to end this reading off, we just ask Spirit, what is the energy we can end this reading with? And that is belief. I believe in myself and beauty of life, that the goodness of God, thus I have the power to fulfill my dreams. The will of the Almighty supports me. My life is shown in the divine light, and my heart opens to the power of the universe. So Spirit's saying belief, again, that the universe is always supporting you, but again, that you can have love, and that as long as you empower that, the God part of self, and that's what you're really being taught with this soulmate twin flame relationship. Both of you are. All right, Gemini, I'm going to leave that there. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.